Incident report presented to the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry, Director of Sentinel Forensics Kayode Funsho Ako was cross-examined by legal counsel of NSAS protesters, Lagos State Government, and the Nigerian Bar Association for a further analysis of his report.
If at any point during our investigation, reviewing the evidence of the crime scene, we were able to determine that live rounds were used and protesters suffered grievous bodily harm as a result of this, but based on any evidence we collected, we would have mentioned this. Examination of bullet casings recovered by the panel, unknown source, to that tendered by the army, known source, show that they are of the same caliber. That is the live ammunition, actually. Further analysis would need to be conducted to determine if those expended live ammunition casings found at the scene were fired by the Nigerian Army personnel.
During further cross, Mr. Kayode is presented photo evidence showing a damaged section of the Lekki toll and asked to clarify the cause of the damage.
Those are not bullet holes.
Which one are you talking about?
What appeared to be bullet holes.
Oh, okay. You saw some things that appeared to be bullet holes.
No, you said they appeared to be bullet holes.
Why are you arguing with me? Did you see anything that appeared to be bullet holes?
No, I did not. There were sections that show, depict scenes like this, where you have, if you zoom in on this image, please. When we saw an image of something that looked like this, that to a layperson would seem as though it was, bullet holes. When we looked at it, it was at an incline. First of all, it wasn't bullet holes. There's no deep penetration to suggest bullet holes. Secondly, the angle was an impossible angle to fire at. And I would explain. From a close range, a bullet travels in a straight trajectory. And as the distance further increases, it begins to spiral. That means that if I have something that's burnt, facing the individual would have had to have fired it from, probably on top of. It just wasn't an angle that was quite possible. So unless you have the full frame, you can't really go by this. We've got some images as well and I would compare it, to see if it matches this, which we can make available. Just because when we saw it, to our own trained eye, it appeared as though this kind of scene, may lead to some sort of confusion. Someone who is not trained would look at this and think those are bullet holes.
Sentinel forensic witness, Mr. Funsho Ako, is hereby discharged from further attendance at proceedings in the investigation.
While the petition of the Nigerian Army versus NSAS protesters remains ongoing, the forensic expert's testimony is brought to a close, with the panel expected to reconvene on Tuesday, the 14th of September, 2021. Seyitan Atigarin, Arise News.